He really deserved to win MVP? We're going to start with the MVP. This award is, I think, definitely up for debate, and I think a lot of people have different opinions about it. Me personally, I think that it kind of comes down to two guys in Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I think Joe Burrow had himself a phenomenal year with a pretty good offense around him. He kind of did what he was supposed to do, got the ball to his receivers, and his stats really relayed that. And they didn't even make the playoffs, so I kind of think that automatically rules him out. And then you have Saquon Barkley rushes for 2,000 yards. Unfortunately, in the past, this award has just kind of turned it into the best quarterback award. So that's kind of, I think that's how it's going to end up playing out this year. So that's exactly what my prediction is going to be. And then there's Jared Goff, who I think is kind of just here to be here. He kind of sold in the end. And I think that this award is really between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Um, Both these guys put together very good seasons and played each other in the divisional round in the playoffs. They battled it out pretty well. Unfortunately, the Bills won that, but then lost to the Chiefs. Well, the winner for me is Josh Allen. I think when you put them hand in hand, Lamar Jackson, you could argue had himself a better season. I think he had around 5,000 all-purpose yards. Josh Allen with around 4,200. But at the end of the day, at the start of the year, analysis had the Bills being a very bad team. They said Josh Allen without Stephon Diggs is nothing. The defense isn't as good as it is. They're pretty old. You got very old guys. And I think at the end of the day, Josh Allen silenced all those haters. I mean, you look at what's around him, it's literally just James Cook. You have two very young receivers in Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, and a young tight end in Dalton Kincaid. He really led this team to the AFC Championship and nearly got the job done, but unfortunately could not. And I think this is kind of why you give out the MVP award. It's because what the player does. It's not what the team does. Lamar Jackson got the ball to his guys. He has Derrick Henry around him. Zay Flowers is a good receiver. Mark Andrews is a very experienced tight end. So it's really about kind of who was able to do more with less, and that's exactly what Josh Allen did. Look at his stats. I mean, nothing insanely raises an eye other than the best QB rating in the league. 28 passing touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, 3,731 passing yards. But he also ran for 531 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. So he's really scoring the ball, and he's accounting for his team and putting his team on the back. There were people at the start of the year that genuinely thought the Bills weren't going to make the playoffs just because of their team. That's exactly why this dude deserves the MVP award. Not much else to say about it. Here you have Offensive Player of the Year, and I really just, again, another award that, you could say it's for QB, but I think that this award really kind of is not for QBs. You have three very good playmakers here in Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, and Derrick Henry, who are not QBs. They literally just threw Lamar and Joe Burrow in here because who else were they supposed to put in? I think at the end of the day, you have to kind of look at, who contributed the most? Saquon Barkley. Some are saying he's the best free agent signing in history. Jamar Chase broke a lot of receiving records, had himself a very good receiving year. Derrick Henry also had himself a pretty good year, and I think he's pushing 30 these days. But at the end of the day, there was one dude. My winner for the Offensive Player of the Year has got to be Saquon Barkley. I mean, he rushed for over 2,000 rushing yards, led the league in rushing, carries, 8th in touchdowns, and he averaged around 6 yards a run, which is pretty good. He also had 300 receiving yards. This dude literally accounted for 2,300 of his team's yards offensively, and that's like a quarterback should be doing that, but I mean, he's doing that as a running back. He nearly had a chance to break the rushing record. If he has 30 yards on Sunday in the Super Bowl, he will break the playoff and regular season rushing record, which I think is very doable. He pretty much just broke every barrier that was needed to be broken other than the rushing record. And he's literally the reason why the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I'm going to say that as an Eagles fan. I literally don't think without him our offense would be where they were today. It's pretty clear why he should win Offensive Player of the Year if he's not winning MVP. Next up, we have Defensive Player of the Year. 5 pretty good candidates here have all made a name for themselves over the past few years. I think Zach Bond is one of the most notable stories, but I don't really think I'm going to rule him out for this award. I think, maybe like Comeback Player of the Year, or, if there was an award for like Most Improved, he would definitely get this award because he really just defined like anything's possible in the NFL from going to a special teams player. Howie Roseman gives him a chance. He goes off. He's going to get paid severely this offseason. Hope it's by the Eagles. Trey Hendrickson was like the only bright spot on the Bengals defense, and I mean his stats show it. Patrick Surtain, very good corner, and a lot to be said about him. Broncos defense was very good this year, and he was one of the main reasons why. TJ Watt's just a notably good edge rusher. Same thing with him and Myles Garrett, but I don't really think either of these two guys are deserving of the award. With that being said, my award for Defensive Player of the Year is going to go to Patrick Surtain from Alabama. I honestly just like don't really think that this could be up for a debate. Passer rating against 56% is quite insane. Anthony Richardson had the lowest QB passer rating of 61. So if you really throw the ball to Patrick Surtain, you're literally pretty much saying that you're going to be like you're solidifying yourself as one of the worst QBs in the league. I mean, he literally just made QBs not want to throw the ball to him. Only 33 catches for 279 yards allowed over 18 games played is very insane. I mean, like literally 1 to 2 passes a game go, and they're not going for many yards. 279 yards. Not to mention he also had 4 interceptions and 11 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble for a DB is pretty good, and 34 tackles. I mean, the tackles you can't even bring up because he literally the ball just did not go his way. He didn't even have to make tackles. Just an amazing season from him, and he's literally the reason the Broncos even won games. Next up, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year nominees. Again, 5 really good candidates. Anyone I feel like could win this award. You have Bo Nix, who led a Broncos team that nobody thought would be good to the playoffs. Sean Payton really made him look good, and he balled out. Didn't really do much in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels, again, amazing year from him. Led the Washington Commanders to the NFC Championship from going from a 4-13 team. Then you have a rookie QB, just amazing. Malik Neighbors also had himself in 1,000-yard receiving. Same thing with Brian Thomas Jr., 2 LSU receivers. LSU could be the new wide receiver U. And Brock Bowers also just looking like he's already a star tight end in his rookie year. I kind of think this award could go to a few guys. Right now I'm going to rule out Bo Nix and Brian Thomas Jr. I don't really think that they really just had enough. I think if you look at the players around them, you have 2 better ball catchers in Malik Neighbors and Brock Bowers. And then Bo Nix, unfortunately, he didn't have a better year than Jaden Daniels. I honestly think if Jaden Daniels didn't play as well, he's a rookie of the year lock. But the winner for me has to be Jaden Daniels. One, he led the team of absolute shitholes last year to the playoffs. And as a rookie QB, that is pretty crazy to do. No rookie QB ever made it to the Super Bowl. He was 1 game away. But, I mean, just a beautiful year from him. 3,600 passing yards, nearly 25 TDs, only 9 interceptions as a rookie QB. He wasn't making a lot of mistakes. And the thing that really got him this award for me was the composure he had. QB rating 70.5 in the pocket. He just looked so commanding and very, very relaxed. Not to mention he also contributed for nearly 900 rushing yards as a quarterback. That is very good. Nearly 1,000 yards. I mean, if he had an 1,000-yard season and 4,000 yards rushing, that'd be insane. 4,000 yards passing. And he had 6 touchdowns on the run. Just overall an insane effort by him, and he's going to be great for years to come. The next rookie award, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Pretty ironic. You have 2 Eagles, 2 Rams, and a Dolphin here. Again, 5 very good candidates. Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell, the pair of Eagles rookie DBs, could get it. Or you have the pair of defensive linemen, Jared Verse and Brandon Fisk, 2 very good defensive players as well, and Chop Robinson, of course. Again, I got to rule out a few guys here. I don't really think this award is going to go to Chop Robinson or Brandon Fisk. I think any of the 3 guys on the left could kind of get the job done. Both the Eagles DBs they just completely shut down all the odds against them, and they really showed why they're going to be good for years to come. I mean, the Eagles secondary was one of the best in the league. Defense is one of the best in the league. Although there's one guy. My winner is going to be Jared Verse. This dude has balls. He literally came into Philly and decided that he was just going to completely make the fans go crazy, talk how shitty they were. And, I mean, he backed up what he said. He had a pretty good game. Unfortunately, they lost. But, I mean, for a rookie edge rusher, 4.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, pretty decent. 36 tackles, but I mean, like he just looked good. Like he looked like he was an experienced edge rusher out there. And overall, I just think he was the best defensive rookie, and I think that he's definitely going to be elite for years to come. I mean, he reminds me of like an Hassan Reddick type of guy, but I mean, he's faster off the rush, and I just really think he's going to be good. Now, the last award that I'm kind of going to be nominating someone to win for is going to be Coach of the Year. I just think Comeback of the Year is kind of a stupid award. I mean, and it could go to really anybody. But you have 5 very good coaches that led their teams to the playoffs. I think most notably Sean Payton developing Bo Nix and leading the Broncos team, who everybody thought they were going to be shit, to the playoffs, is pretty good. And Dan Quinn really turning a 4-13 team into a 12-5 NFC runner-up team is very good. I think you also have 2 very good NFC North coaches that are going to be good for years to come, and Dan Campbell and Kevin O'Connell. They know how to produce good talent. Andy Reid's been a solid coach for years to come, but he kind of just sits there on the sidelines. It's not like he's really the reason and developed the team into what they were. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. I appreciate all the love and support. If you guys had anything different you would do opposed to what I did, please make sure to comment down below. I'll make sure to reply to your comments, and I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.